Was he trying to act like Miss Delight just now? I think that Ian Kidd was right. I think that technically Godot replayed her voice through his own vocal cords, so it came out as a mix. I think he records everything that's said to him.
I thought he was actually pretty convincing.
You suck.
All right. Next up. Oh, press that.
Okay.
Now that's just your imagination talking. Come on now, dear lawyer. I'm afraid imagination isn't the right way, theory. This is a deduction.
The result of careful applied reasoning. Can we hear that? Can we hear that careful reasoning for ourselves?
It's a long story and better saved for another time.
Very well, another time.
Makes a note in his planner.
Coffee with admin.
Is that your judge impression?
Yes.
Do it again.
No.
Those so-called long stories aren't usually that long. At least not in my experience.
So you're going to try to connect Detective Admin to Mr. Bullard, right?
Yeah, that's right. Hopefully, it won't require surgery either.
In that case, you'll have to talk about the blackmail.
I know. I did that as a joke to show that I'm, like, extra confused. That's true.
It was so weird feeling it come out of her
Yeah.
body.
That means you're really enthralled by this. Like, your immersion is 100% right now.
Yeah, totally.
Was that blackmail letter really intended for Ron?
Since we don't have enough information, you should press him for more testimony.
It's not right.
Maybe I'll be able to shake my contradictions loose that way. All right. Where do we find a contradiction now?
Had no points of contact.
It was so
with the
weird
victim.
feeling it come out of her body. Yeah, that's weird. All right.
Sorry, guys. That's strange.
No contact with the victim whatsoever. That is contradictable, but it's such a broad statement that I feel like we have to go for a more specific one. Keen Bullard decided to investigate Mask to Mask and simply mistake who he was. We can't prove for or against that.
Okay.
It was Mr. Bullard who wrote the blackmail letter and sent it to Ron Delight. That
We could say it doesn't have an addressee, so we can't prove
we already
that
did
it
though.
was...
And Godot said it was irrelevant.
Okay. Correct.
And it was again Mr. Bullard who harbored a grudge against Mr. Delight for his betrayal. That's true. Mr. Bullard's mistake is quite excusable. The defendant truly believes he is Mask to Mask. That is why Mr. Delight saw it fit to kill Keen Bullard. So it's first one, which I think is too broad a statement to contradict, because that's the whole crux of this entire testimony. Like, it must be this one. But it just feels hard. Because we already brought it up. Shit.
Awesome. Yeah.
Your Honor, oh, fuck me. That's a tough one. I have to save now, for sure, because we're down to, like, our last sliver. You motherfuckers.
The updated blackmail letter, it says it was written by, the update was that it was
It even says that now?
Bullard, yes.
Okay, but that's, we're okay, we believe that too. We're okay with that.
Yeah.
What we think is that it wasn't addressed, though.
Yes.
It's who it was addressed to that's a... So, is there anything we have that could prove that it wasn't addressed, or... No.
Second heist, she was stealing as directed by blackmail letters. Received from Ron Delight.
It's his testimony, saying that he had been getting lots of blackmail letters. It's not proof he was getting lots of blackmail letters, though. It's just what our defendant says.
Hey, go back and press A. Oh, right.
What did Godot say when he brought this up? This is a ledger that proves that he's been something.
I can't remember exactly what he said. Hey, Tear of Eminon, that was the first one. Okay.
He claims he did that one on his own.
Yes.
So, okay, it wasn't a random targeting of whoever would take the blackmail in their company.
Oh yeah,
because they identified Ron as being the one who did it, and that he was blackmailable. Thing is, no matter what happens here, Ron's going down for stealing.
Yeah, dude.
No.
I'm in Ron Delight's room.
It doesn't technically say that it was addressed yet. Like,
look at the newspapers again. Garden photo is Ron Delight. Precious gem, the Tear of Eminon, priceless. The gem and the thief. And the Tear of Eminon was the first one, right? Can
yeah. Oops. No, it was.
Okay.
They can tell us. Oh, whoa, that's good.
Oh. No ring?
But that's not, like, that shouldn't be something that is a big deal,
you
because...
You can get a ring in a
well,
new ring.
It doesn't matter. What is that? How is that evidence that matters? Because he even said himself that it was a ring he received from a grateful client. So he's admitted that he received it along the lines of investigating these.
But Bullard shouldn't know about that if they don't have any ties to each other.
Oh.
So, had no points. Bullard had no points of contact with the victim whatsoever.
Then what? The blackmail letter to that? Because it mentions the ring, and then we'll go down that line? Usually for something like this, you have to get more specific first. You can't just... I just don't know where to present the evidence. We got a newspaper clipping that shows that he didn't used to... That wouldn't show that he'd had the...
And he just got new bling. I know that the Eminon ring is blue and that this one is red.
No, yeah, they're not the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that this all hinges around the fact that he wants us to think that the guy doesn't know Luke at me outside of seeing him in the paper that one time.
Yeah. Holy. Okay. I had no points of contact with the victim whatsoever.
We're trying to find proof that Bullard knows at me, right? And the proof is the fact that he mentions a red ring that he shouldn't have known he had, meaning that he knows him well. Although this theory makes the assumption that there's never been a photo published in another paper with him with the ring ever after that case, but So blackmail letter to this?
Maybe. Remember how he said that he would have thought it was Ron?
Yeah,
And Ron doesn't have the ring. But Ballard thinks Ron is mask to mask. Yeah, if Ballard thinks Ron is mask to mask, he wouldn't have said anything about the ring.
If Ballard thinks Ron is mask to mask, he wouldn't have said anything about a ring. Yeah, it was clearly addressed to at me.
Yeah.
But like, where in this is there a statement to throw that at him? I was Mr.
Oh, here? Who wrote the blackmail letter and sent it to Ron Delight. So he's saying that he wrote the letter to Ron Delight, but Ron Delight didn't have the ring.
Yeah. So just show the blackmail letter again?
Yeah.
Even though that blackmail letter has already been held up and and Godot struck it down saying it was found and the addressee doesn't matter? It's just kind of weird presenting the same evidence that was brought up during that statement.
Objection!
It was. Very weird.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah, you take it. Mind if I ask you a few questions, Detective Atme? Well, see, this was just another huge example of us knowing where we're supposed to be going. It's just how do we get there? What does the game want us to do here?
Yeah, this one was a tough one for that.
Well, if it's just a few, I guess it's all right. When you said that this letter was addressed to Ron Delight, I couldn't help but notice one major contradiction. Contradiction?
I don't know where a walking contradiction like you gets off saying things like that.
You're one to talk. You're what?
At times like these, men are made to express themselves with their fists. Why don't you show us what you've got there, Junior?
Indeed! Time to man up, Mr. Wright!
Oh.
It fucks with your head.
Yeah, it really does.
Show us incontrovertible truth that...
Oh.
Show us contradicting evidence in the content of the blackmail letter.
Alright.
How do we do this? Show us the contradicting evidence in the content. Shouldn't we go to the blackmail letter and point at the ring? Do the profiles show?
No. See?
Save?
I already did, and you can't save once the judge asks something in green. You can never do that.
Can we...
I would think that right now it should be showing us the letter and us being able to
I'm
highlight
like,
a word.
Right here.
Right here. It's the...
There's nothing in here that has to do with the ring.
It must be the clipping then.
Yeah, it must be. And then we can point out in the newspaper clipping
What?
his hand that doesn't have the ring on it.
But how does that affect the letter?
Oh, fuck.
Because the letter talks about a ring.
This is weird.
You see, this one's kind of stupid. Oh no. Let's read the letter again.
You know what it might be? Is the binder. Go back to the binder because it says how much money he should be receiving. Oh, what the fuck?
It's weird that this binder doesn't have the extra evidence or thing that Godot said that it is a binder. What did he say, guys? Exactly did Godot say about the binder? He said, we found this in the office and it's evidence of something. Alright, if this is supremely stupid, I'm going to trust you guys. Tell us. It's a very, kind of silly contradiction. Go ahead. Tell us.
The newspaper? The binder. The newspaper. Newspaper. Show the newspaper clipping. Wow.
Somewhere in this newspaper clipping is evidence that is a contradiction that can be found within the blackmail letter. Key to remember. Let's go. Take that. Take a good look at this newspaper clipping. It contains a picture of the Tear of Emanon, the stolen jewel. What is going on?
What about it?
The problem is the jewel's color.
So this is why you guys were saying blue.
Color. I'm not much for discussing color myself.
No one ever said the Tear of Emanon was the ring on his hand.
No, not at all. Not at all.
According to the clipping, the color of the stolen jewel was blue. However, in the blackmail letter, a totally different jewel is mentioned. Wait, I wasn't on the same page as apparently the court was in the assumption that the Tear of Emanon was the jewel being talked about in the... Nobody thought that. Nobody thought the blackmail letter was asking him for the jewel of Emanon.
No. I thought the jewel of Emanon got returned to its owner.
It was. All things that Master Mask has stolen have gotten returned.
Oh, the letter doesn't say it's a ring. No ring was ever mentioned.
It doesn't matter. Nobody thought, nobody was under... Even if we weren't hung up on this ring thing.
Yeah.
Not all, only the Tear. Okay, so the Tear was the only one that didn't get returned.
Okay.
The thing is,
I guess that's where we were supposed to be. That's what our thinking was supposed to be. That whenever he says red jewel, we were supposed to find the contradiction in it.
The fact is, this is an
jewel.
unnecessary way to get to the ring. All Phoenix had to do is say, this is addressed to a guy with a red ring.
I don't think that's true, that only the painting was returned.
I thought, everything after his first heist. I thought everything until you said no.
Yeah.
I feel like if they were going to go down this road, they should have done it in a more gentle way, brought up the Tear of Emanon. Fuck you, Marcia Mentilli. The game has had... You look back through the episode, there have been... Look at the last game, you fucker. This game does have fucked up, stupid-ass, no logic that makes any fucking sense. Monkey Island logic. Yes. Where have you been for the last 2 games?
It's okay.
Alright, anyways. However, in the blackmail letter, a totally different jewel is mentioned. Wait a minute. All that Godot has to say here, too, is that, fine, the blackmail letter's talking about another jewel.
Yeah.
That he knows that he got. We can't know what Cain Bullard knew and didn't know about jewels he's stolen and received.
Sorry, I'm just looking at the responses. You said it's not as fucked up as the circus case. That was... Oh God.
I'll take that red diamond you received the other day. I'm all flustered.
Red?
Which means the red diamond described in the blackmail letter is not the Tear of Emanon! That Mastabass stole it all! It's not! We didn't think that! Nobody in the court thought that!
Bravo.
Rabble.
You proved something that you didn't need to prove. Yeah, exactly, Godot.
And your point is, Mr. Wright. So are you trying to say that this blackmail letter was intended for someone else?
By saying that the red jewel was not the Tear of Emanon, does not prove that the letter wasn't addressed to Ron Delight. That's the main problem with the logic right now. That's the problem. It's key to keep that in mind if you think that we are being illogical, because yeah, the thing that's being proven is that the letter was not addressed to Ron Delight. And proving that the jewel mentioned is not the Tear of Emanon does not prove that there wasn't another red jewel.
Yeah.
So, like, Godot could just be like,
way.
fine, he wasn't talking about the jewel of Emanon, he's talking about another red jewel. What are you gonna prove that there wasn't another red jewel?
Yeah. Yeah.
That is what you were trying to say, right?
That is what you're trying to say, right, Mr. Wright?
Oh, that was a missed opportunity for him to call him trite.
I know.
Well, is that what you're trying to say, right, Trite?
Yes.
This is who Cain Bullard was actually...
This is who Cain Bullard is actually blackmailing. Somebody says all of his thefts were reported. How do you know? That's also not something that needs to be proved. It's possible that...
Ready? That's...
Wait, we'll wait until we come back. I need a break. I need a moment. I don't know why I haven't. So, how many years of playing this game now, and I still haven't gotten over it. The things that you feel proud about coming to the conclusion of are just fucking handed to you on a platter, and the things that you weren't even thinking about, had nothing to do with the case in your mind, are brought up and thrown in your face, and Phoenix who knew about it from the beginning somehow. And he goes,
Oh no. Oh god, that look.
we'll be right back.